Have you ever questioned why you desire what you desire? And what if that which you call free will were nothing more than an ancient whisper emerging from the depths of your psyche? What if the true power lay not in repressing desire, but in listening to it? Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it destiny. Carl Jung. We are all immersed in a dense fog, a thick mist where the decisions we believe we make for ourselves were determined long ago, by unrecognized impulses, by hidden wounds, by voices we learned to ignore. And in that fog, desire whispers low, constant, insistent. You can feel it in the way you arrange your clothes before leaving, in the anxiety that squeezes you when you are not seen, in the strange weariness that arrives when you are alone with yourself. There is something there, something primitive, something you learned to hide, but which never disappeared. And it is now, in this moment, that we are going to descend together, not to condemn desire nor to domesticate it, but to confront it, strip it of its masks, listen to its true voice, and perhaps for the first time discover that within it lies a power you never dared to touch. Close your eyes, breathe. What you are about to hear may not please you, but it will awaken what is asleep. Have you ever loved someone you should never have loved? Have you felt an impulse that brought you shame? Have you desired something with such intensity that you preferred to pretend you did not want it? That is where the wound begins, and where desire is born, the abyss also begins. Carl Jung never viewed desire as a mere whim of the flesh. For him, desire was a language, an archaic and mysterious tongue that speaks directly to the soul. And among all human desires, there was one that beat deepest, most ancestral, most dangerous, sexual desire. But wait, do not confuse it. We are not talking about pornography, bodies on display, or the erotic cliches sold to the eyes. We are speaking of eros, of desire as a psychic force, as an impulse of belonging, as a thirst to be seen, touched, acknowledged. Have you felt that desire, the one that is not born of pleasure, but of lack, of that silent hunger to be important to someone, to exist in the eyes of the other? It is this desire that builds obsessions, molds our characters, and sculpts our masks. Jung said that everything you do not recognize in yourself turns against you, and if desire is denied, it does not vanish. It changes form, it hides in the shadow, and in the shadow, it becomes dangerous. It infiltrates your decisions without your realizing it. It is in the way you choose a partner, in the way you sabotage your relationships, in that emptiness you feel even after achieving everything you wanted. The libido, according to Jung, is not just sexual impulse. It is a creative force, a vital breath, and when this force is repressed, it turns into illness, into anxiety, anger, addiction, compulsion. Have you noticed? The same energy that could give you wings begins to poison you from within. Why do you try so hard to be accepted? Why, even when no one is watching, do you care what they would think of you? Because there is a desire behind all that. The desire to be loved, the desire to be desired. And that, when not understood, consumes you. But there is more. Repressed desire also creates characters. You built one. We all do. That version of yourself that smiles in public, that seems balanced, that is productive, kind, admirable, but which trembles when you are alone, because it is not real. It is just the wall you erected to contain the desire. And do you know what happens when you live behind that wall? You fragment, you divide yourself between what you feel and what you show, between what you are and what you pretend to be. And in that abyss, desire grows. It watches. It waits for the exact moment to explode. Perhaps in a strange dream, perhaps in an impulsive act, perhaps in a devastating passion that tears you from the ground. Because that force is not rational, it does not respect your planning. It only wants one thing: to be acknowledged. Jung called this the shadow. Everything you hide, everything you deny, everything you are ashamed to admit, ends up governing your life from the darkness. And now I ask you, how many of your decisions were truly yours? How many were born from a desire you did not even know existed? The most unsettling part is this: the desire you deny is the same one that directs your destiny. You believe you are in command, but what guides is that which you did not want to see. That is Jung's invitation, to look at your desire not to judge it, but to understand what it wants to tell you. And perhaps by looking at it, you will discover that what you so much avoided was the key to your freedom. Have you ever wondered why you repeat the same mistakes? Why you are always attracted to the same people, the same patterns, the same abysses? It is not coincidence, it is unconscious destiny. Carl Jung said, "That which you do not make conscious manifests in your life as destiny." And what does that mean in practice? It means that while you believe you are in control of your life, there is a hidden, silent, and wounded part of you that has already decided the path you will take. That part has a name, shadow. But the shadow is not just a collection of traumas or repressed desires. It is active, it has a will of its own, it desires, and it moves you, even when you deny it, especially when you deny it. Do you recognize that obsession with control that you feel? That need to have everything under dominion, to plan, to foresee, to avoid pain? Well, yes, that is the mask. Control is just the varnish. Beneath it lies pure chaos and fear. You convinced yourself that you master your life. But then, why in the silence of dawn do you feel an unnamed emptiness? Why do certain memories still visit you with the weight of what was never resolved? Why, when you are alone, do you seem not to know who you are? Because you got lost in the persona. The persona, that is another Jungian concept, is the social role you perform, that presentable version of yourself, educated, efficient, careful, but false, not completely, but enough to become a prison. Look closely, the persona is not the problem, it is necessary. We all need a social face. The problem begins when you identify only with it, when you forget that behind the smile there is a scream, that behind the productivity there is an ancestral exhaustion, that behind the calmness there is a desire that never had the courage to speak its name. You may appear calm, but your unconscious is on fire, and rationalizing does no good. The unconscious does not listen to pretty words. It responds to symbols, impulses, and repetitions. That is why you sabotage yourself. That is why you feel anxiety before making important decisions. That is why you feel an inexplicable attraction to certain people, as if something in them touches a point in you that you do not even understand. It is the unconscious speaking, and when you do not listen, it screams, in your symptoms, in your failures, in the cycles that never break. Do you recognize that relationship that always ends the same way? That feeling of living an existential déjà vu? You are living it because what is not transformed is repeated. The question is, why do you repeat what hurts? The answer is devastating. You repeat to try to heal. Unconsciously, you recreate the scenario of the pain with the unconscious hope that this time you will react differently. But how can you react differently if you do not even know you are repeating it? You will only be able to break that cycle when you face the truth behind your mask, when you have the courage to look at what lies behind the control. And what will you find there? Desire, fear, shame, hunger to be seen, and a silent rage for having betrayed yourself so many times just to be accepted. Yes, you betrayed yourself, you molded yourself, you silenced yourself, you edited yourself, all to please, but the price was too high. You lost parts of yourself. You distanced yourself from who you were, and that is why, even if everything seems fine, you feel that something is fundamentally wrong. That feeling is your soul knocking at the door. Come home, it tells you, for the sake of everything you once felt, come back. But to come back, you will have to let the mask fall, and it will not be pretty or comfortable. You will have to face that part of you that desired someone forbidden, that part that felt pleasure in envy, that lied to be loved, that smiled with self-disgust. That part is you. Denying it does not save you, it only divides you. There is only one way out, integrate. Accept that within you dwells light and darkness, desire and modesty, strength and fragility, and that none is more correct than the other. The problem was never what the desire was. It was your refusal to listen to it. You can continue telling yourself that everything is under control, but deep down, something knows the truth. And the truth is simple, brutal, and liberating. You never had control, but now you can begin to have it if you accept that the first step is removing the mask. There is a force within you that does not want to be domesticated, does not crave explanations, does not need approval, does not care about rules. It simply pulses, raw, vibrant, primitive. That force has an ancient name, forgotten by religions, concealed by norms, distorted by morality. Jung called it Eros. Eros is not the romantic love of songs, it is not the sex of movies. It is not lack disguised as poetry. Eros is vital impulse. It is the breath that animates the flesh, that raises civilizations, that creates art, that destroys egos. It is desire, but desire viewed with true eyes, without censorship, without veils. Jung realized that this energy, so intense, so misunderstood, is not limited to the body. It infiltrates dreams, unspoken words, abandoned projects, in the fulminating passions that drag us toward the most intimate and uncontrollable core of our being. Eros is more than a sexual impulse. It is the sacred fire that moves us, and like all fire, it can illuminate or consume. That is why Jung insisted, it needs to be integrated, not repressed, because what you repress does not disappear. It deforms, it camouflages itself, it takes revenge. Have you noticed how some people carry a strange glow in their eyes? A kind of untamable presence, as if something in them survived the massacre of obligation? Those people did not deny their Eros. They learned to listen to it, to dialogue with it, to walk alongside it like one tames a wolf, not with violence, but with respect. And when you do that, something extraordinary happens. Desire stops sabotaging you. It begins to guide you. Jung called this process the transmutation of the libido. It is the moment when the energy that previously sought only pleasure or approval transforms into creative expression, into the search for meaning, into the strength to build an authentic life. This does not happen overnight. It is an alchemical work, like turning lead into gold. You take your most primitive, most chaotic, most shameful impulses, and instead of repressing them, you transform them into art, into courage, into compassion, into truth. Observe what moves you when you want to be desired, what leads you to fight for recognition, what lies behind your ambition, your need to triumph, to be seen, to be special. If you dig deep, you will find Eros, because it is he who is behind great creations and also great tragedies. It is the same impulse that made artists transcend time and lovers destroy themselves in the name of an illusion. But only those who do not understand what they carry within are destroyed. Only those who fight against their own nature are lost. Jung said that true individuation, the process of becoming who you really are, demands looking Eros in the face, and even more, demands integrating him, not as a servant nor as a tyrant, but as an ally, because Eros contains your creative power, and where there is creation, there is healing. Have you noticed that many brilliant ideas arise in the most unexpected moments? During a sweeping passion, after a disappointment that tore your soul, in the midst of chaos. It is no coincidence. It is Eros trying to escape through the only door you did not close, that of art, word, spontaneous gesture. Now imagine if all that energy you have spent hiding, disguising, controlling, were redirected, channeled, transmuted. Imagine how many books you could have written, how many projects you could have started, how many truths you could have lived if you had not spent so much time trying to appear normal. But it is never too late, because Eros is alive. Though suffocated, though asleep, he is there waiting, and he does not want to be eliminated, he wants to be honored. When you begin to walk with Eros, something within you changes. Your presence changes, your voice changes, your gaze carries something that no one can name, but everyone feels, because you stop being just a character. You become someone real. And what is a real person if not one who has made peace with their madness? Do you want power? Transform your desire into expression. Transform your hunger into creation. Transform your lack into consciousness. Jung said, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, wakes up." And by looking inside, you will see Eros, naked, unfiltered, untamable, but not an enemy. Perhaps for the first time, you will also see yourself, not as you would like to be, but as you truly are. And in that instant, in that rare and brutal moment, the true transformation begins. Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps you have never been free? I'm not talking about political freedom, the right to move, to vote, or to choose your career. I am talking about that silent, intimate freedom, the ability to be who you truly are without having to hide from yourself. Jung told us that inner freedom has a price, and that price is high. Assuming responsibility for your own desire. Not blaming your parents, society, or religion. Not saying that the world forced you to be this way, but accepting with brutal honesty that you repressed, you silenced, you fled, and now you either integrate or you are consumed. Most people live as prisoners. But prisoners of what? Of their own persona, of the image they built to please, of the role they accepted to feel loved? How many times did you say yes when you wanted to scream no? How many times did you make love to someone without truly being there? How many times did you smile with dead eyes? Do you believe that has no consequences? Yes, it does, and the greatest is the forgetting of yourself. You become so accustomed to the character you created that one day you forget the way back home, and when true desire knocks at your door, you feel fear because if you heed it, everything could collapse. Your marriage, your career, your reputation, your image as a balanced person. And so you flee the impulse that moves you because it also threatens to expose you. But the paradox is this: the more you flee, the more desire grows, the more it pulses at the edges of your consciousness, the more it transforms into symptoms, into insomnia, into anguish, into chronic boredom, into causeless rage. Repression makes you sick, but integration frightens you, because integrating is accepting that you are multiple, that within you dwells a monk and a savage, a healer and a destroyer, a faithful lover and a potential traitor. It is hard to look at that, but it is in that gaze that true freedom is born. You are not free by controlling desire. You are free when you walk with it, without being dragged away, but also without chaining it. Desire, when recognized, becomes direction, but when denied, it becomes destiny. And what destiny is that? An empty marriage, a soulless job, a manufactured spirituality, a life lived on autopilot. You may look fine on the outside, but inside you are dying of thirst. And do you know what is the cruelest part? The source is within you. It always has been, but you were taught to fear it. Society does not want you to integrate your eros, to make peace with your shadow. It is dangerous. You will not obey blindly, you will not consume to fill the void, you will not conform to prefabricated narratives. Such a person awakens others, and that is intolerable for a world living anesthetized. That is why eros was domesticated, moralized, ridiculed, because it is subversive. It reconnects you with your personal power, and no one can give you that, only you can reclaim it. But be prepared. When you integrate your desire, it does not disappear, it matures. It ceases to be a whim and becomes a compass. You begin to choose with consciousness, to love with presence, to create with potency, to live with truth, and furthermore, you stop blaming the world because you realize that your biggest prison was a door you yourself closed from the inside. You do not need to be perfect, you need to be integrated. And being integrated is accepting that your desire is part of who you are, not an enemy, not a sin, not a factory defect, but a reminder that there is still fire within you, and that fire, if well cared for, can illuminate. Carl Jung said that where your fear is, there is also your power. And if desire frightens you that much, perhaps it is because right there you left your power hidden. So now I ask you, are you going to keep living as if that door did not exist, or are you finally going to have the courage to open it? But beware, upon crossing that threshold, you will no longer be the same. You will no longer be able to say, I did not know. Because knowing transforms, and transformation always has a price, but living in a lie costs much more. We reach the end, or perhaps the beginning. After all this, tell me honestly, how many times did you lie to yourself today? How many times did you disguise desire behind productivity? How many times did you call love what was only hunger? How many times did you put on the mask just to avoid frightening others? Perhaps now you are feeling something strange, a slight discomfort or dizziness, as if some dormant part has stirred in the deep. That is a good sign. It means something within you has begun to awaken. But do not deceive yourself. The truth does not instantly free. First, it tears down everything that is false, and in that chaos, you begin to find who you really are. Carl Jung did not offer us comfort. He offered us a mirror, and few have the courage to look. But if you have looked this far, if you have reached this last word carrying the others within you, then perhaps you are already freer than you think. I recall one night many years ago when I found myself staring intently at the ceiling, unable to sleep. Something was burning inside me. It was not anxiety, it was not fear, it was desire. Desire for truth, for presence, to be me, but I did not know what to do with it. So I wrote until my hands ached. And among everything I wrote, one phrase remained. The part of me that frightens me the most, maybe it is the one that needs me the most. Sharing this with you today in this video is a way of telling you, you are not alone, we all carry shadows, but it is when we have the courage to step into them that we find the light. Thank you for coming this far with me. That in itself is a silent revolution. Now the algorithm demands your sacrifice. So click like, or your repressed desire will continue choosing your relationships for you. Comment below, dominating Eros, only the initiated will understand. And if you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? A signal from the collective unconscious? It has arrived. Activate the bell icon too. It does not bite, it only awakens. And those videos beside this one, let us just say one of them might reveal why you have never truly felt loved. And the other, better not watch it before bed. See you soon. Or perhaps in your dreams.